So recently I had a great opportunity and I got assigned to go record and document the game between the Austin FC and Dallas FC in Austin, Texas, covering the MLS for a publication. Big deal for me because it was super duper fun, and even bigger deal because Austin FC, they have the best fans in the world. Bar none, 100%. I left there drenched in beer and water from the celebrations, from every single goal. They're screaming the whole time, they're chanting the whole time, they're singing the whole time. It literally feels like a World Cup match, every single match. There's never a dull moment. People are standing everywhere. They have sections where people are just standing, they're singing, they have a band. The whole thing, the players love it, the fans love it. Even the photographers love it. I can't wait to go back again. I'm on assignment for another match coming up. But whenever I went to go shoot that match, a couple of things I just want to note. It's that not only did I enjoy it because I love sports, and I love sports so much that I count it such a huge blessing to be a sports photographer and to actually be assigned and commissioned to go do these things. But I'm able to do it with a camera that I love. You know, I can go out and I can rent an R5, I can rent an A1, I could rent a Z9, I could actually finance and buy them all. But there's just something about taking photos with a camera that you love and still being able to do everything that you want to do. And this isn't a video so much about the X-Pro 3. It's actually not about the X-Pro 3 at all. But it's about, are you able to take photos of what you want to take photos of with the camera that you want to take those photos with? That's a really big deal. A lot of us, we go throughout our camera journey and we're searching for that one camera, that right camera. And we have one that falls into our hands and we say, man, I love this thing. But when a new camera comes out and it may have slightly better autofocus or maybe 10% more autofocus points, or a new one comes out and it has a different grip, a bigger battery, maybe it has a new film simulation if you're on Fujifilm, maybe if you're a Canon or a Sony user, maybe it has an updated algorithm, or it doesn't have, you know, as instead of a 1.14 times crop, maybe there's no crop now in 30 frames per second. We allow these things to get in the way of what we're doing. Now we're gonna go and take that same camera and it's gonna have near identical performance of what we would be doing on the camera that we loved, but we have to switch, not because we need it and it's a necessity, but because we feel like without it, we won't be able to quote unquote compete with other photographers out in the world. It's a really bad thing because there's nothing, and I mean nothing, that hits the same way that doing what you love and taking photos of what you love with a camera that you love. And so today we're going to talk about that. A lot of times we get so hyper fixated on a camera specs, on the way a camera looks, on things a camera can do, on resolution, on megapixel size, on sensor size, on, you know, even little things like what the buttons look like, what they feel like, what the color is, that we just miss out completely on having an experience that is pleasurable and enjoyable every single time. So when it comes to this idea about taking the photos that you love on a camera that you love, you gotta ask yourself first, what do you love to take photos of? Are you someone who likes to take photos just family and friends? You're a candid photographer. Do you like street photography? You know, do you like sports? Do you wanna shoot sports photography? Do you wanna do, you know, portraits of people, weddings, etc.? A lot of times people, they don't take into account, you know, what actually excites them and what they wanna do. You know, you may find that you've been doing street photography for 2 years, but you don't like street photography. Maybe you like to take photos of people in cars. You may find out that you've been trying to do sports photography just because you like sports, but you hate sports photography. It's not fun to you, and you'd rather shoot street. You'd rather shoot just friends and family, self-portraits, etc. That's one thing that people really miss out on. They're so drawn to the end result of something, which is shooting something professionally or being in magazines or something, that they don't like the grind in between. And what's better for them, and the grind in between is better for them, is something in a completely different genre. For me, I love sports. Whether it's shooting my godson's football game and he's like 6 or 7 right now, whether it's shooting high school sports, the MILB, or a professional sport like the PBR or the MLS, I enjoy that regardless. I enjoy the dog days. I enjoy the heat. I enjoy, you know, just being published on an obscure website. I enjoy whenever I'm not published. I enjoy whether or not my image is purchased. I enjoy that 100%. It doesn't affect me if I'm not getting recognized, if I'm not getting enough likes, etc. That doesn't hurt me. I enjoy it. I enjoy street photography, taking photos of family on vacation. I enjoy these things. These things aren't done because the end result is me getting published. The end result is me making a book. The end result is me getting money, being commissioned. I take these photos because I am absolutely in love with that. And that's one thing that a lot of people are missing out on. You join street photography so you get XYZ photographer or XYZ people to notice you. A certain amount of people notice you. That's not that great because you have this weird distorted view of what you actually like. And you might be better off, taking photos of sports. You might be better off just, not taking your camera everywhere you go, not going on street walks, not doing whatever it is you're doing because it's sucking the life and the joy out of your photography. I got a buddy like Ali who isn't that fond of taking portraits, even though a lot of people want him to take their portraits. He's not that fond of it. Now he could go out and he could make a shit ton of money right now making portraits. Dude's talented and he's always getting requests. But taking portraits for money doesn't move the needle for him. Taking portraits of a random stranger and getting to know about their life and talk to them, oh, he's all about that. He's taking your portrait every single day. He'll go on street walks and he loves to meet random people and take their photo and just share that with them. You gotta understand what you love in the game, because the game's the game regardless, but if you're not getting what you need out of it for your soul, for yourself, you're gonna hate it. And it doesn't matter what camera you have, and you think, okay, well, if I just upgrade my camera, maybe it'll spark this new joy, and it will. It will for a few days. You will have some new joy sparked because you have a new fancy toy or something like that. That gear acquisition syndrome is gonna make everything seem nice. Buyer's remorse won't set in at first. But in the end of the whole thing, what exactly are you getting from it? I enjoy shooting sports. I love walking through the crowd. I love seeing people cheer. I love the chanting. I love people clapping, whether it's a full stadium or it's 15 people in the seat in a minor league game because it's 120 degrees outside. It doesn't matter. I enjoy the dog days. When it comes to shooting street, I enjoy sweating. I enjoy my feet hurting. I enjoy the random ass conversations. I enjoy people stopping me saying, is that a Leica? Is that a film camera? I enjoy the conversation. I enjoy just shooting the exact same thing over and over and over again, the repetition, and try to shoot a different way. I enjoy that. I enjoy coming home and culling through 6,000 videos or 6,000 photos and ending up with only 100. I enjoy shooting a street event and going out and having 60 images and only coming away with 4 keepers. I enjoy that. But a lot of people don't. And a lot of people want the end result. You want to shoot for the Houston Astros. You want to shoot for the San Antonio Spurs, the Lakers, Minnesota Timberwolves. You want to shoot for an NFL team. That's your end goal, and you don't like the in-between. A lot of people, they want to be published on, Frame Lines or Fuji Love or something like that, but you don't want to, do everything in between and grind and have the dog day stuff. But if you loved it, you wouldn't mind that. And that's the thing is, we are all chasing something. It's totally fine. But if you're not in love with the thing you're chasing it so much that you're not in love with the process in between, you're gonna end up hating this. You're gonna end up trading a camera that you love and that means a lot to you because you're trying to get to that next thing. Because you know that if you hashtag X-Pro 4, whenever that comes out, if you hashtag XH2S or you make a reel about it or something, people are gonna love it. They're gonna drive engagement. They're gonna talk about how great that camera is. You're gonna be able to make extra content about it. And listen, that's fine and that's dandy if that's what you do, especially if that's what you do and that brings in revenue to you. Go ahead and do it. I'm not trying to kill your flow. But what I'm saying is, a lot of us are searching for something, and we're searching for something within a camera that isn't there. Now, I personally believe once you find a camera system that works, once you find a camera that you love or a type of camera that you love, you should stick with it. Personally, again, 100% personally, I think that people that bounce around from camera system to camera system every time there's a new release and upgrade, if last year you're shooting Canon the R5 and this year you're shooting the A1 and now you're thinking of, oh, I want to sell my gear and go to the XH2S, stop. Number one, you're losing money. Number two, you're gonna have to learn a new system. Number three, you're never gonna be happy because 9 times out of 10, it's never the cameras, it's your ass. I see a lot of times where people have a GFX camera and they've got this weird, sick, twisted, developed idea of what the camera's gonna do for them. And the GFX system will never work beyond what a photographer's skills are. And I see it all the time with bad colors, people not knowing white balance, people not knowing exposure. You want the camera to do everything. And so a lot of times we just go from camera system to camera system, or not me, but a lot of people go from camera system to camera system, and they're saying they just want to try everything and see what they like. You know what you like. Do you like an SLR or do you like a rangefinder style camera? Boom. Do you like autofocus glass or do you like manual focus glass? And again, a lot of times we think the camera doesn't bring me joy, even though it's brand new and I got it maybe a year and a half ago. It's the camera's fault. But maybe if I upgrade to the new Canon R5 or R3 from the R5 that I just got last year, maybe that'll make me happier. And it's not. It's 100% not. You're sacrificing a camera that you like and you love that R5. You think it's great, the video, the photo, everything. But you're just not getting the same joy shooting your commercials or shooting wedding videos or just shooting weddings. So you think, okay, if I get the R3, I'm gonna do better. You're not. It's not that you're not happy with the camera, you're not happy with what you're doing. It brings you no joy. Same thing can be said for sports photographers. I talk to them all the time where I'll see someone out there and they'll be shooting and they're like, oh, I'm thinking of switching to this system, this system, this system. Oh, this one's just not giving me what I want, or I'm not really happy with the images, etc., etc. And then you've got like 4 of us shooting Fujifilm at a sporting event and the rest of them are shooting DSLR and they've been shooting for a long time. And they're shooting it because they love that camera and it works. And they love what they're doing. And they know that where they're at right now may not be the end goal that they have, but it's not the camera's fault for them feeling this way because they're enjoying every single moment of what they're doing. They're enjoying the little moments in between. They're enjoying the grind to where they need to go. They're enjoying it. It doesn't matter that their DSLR doesn't focus on the eyes or track like a mirrorless Sony. It doesn't matter that their Nikon D3 doesn't do half the things or have the read-write speed of a Canon R5 or a Nikon Z9. It doesn't matter any of that stuff. All that matters is that they're in a moment that they love and the camera that they love and that has been by their side is still able to get the job done. No matter what the camera is. It can be an X-Pro 3, it can be a Fujifilm camera, it can be a Sony camera, it can be a Canon camera. It's never the camera that's the issue. It's usually just us. So find the camera that you love and try to stick with it. And if things aren't going that great and you're not loving what you're doing, upgrading your camera is not going to fix it. It never will. It's never the camera. It's never an issue with that. It's always us. So maybe you don't love what you're doing. You don't love what you're taking photos of. Just need to change a scenery, to change what you're doing, what you're taking photos of, because I'm pretty sure that camera that you love in the right situation is going to do just fine. So that being said, I hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you understand where I'm coming from, and have a good one.